Reggae Sports, tune in video blind tour, like and subscribe some more. Big Chucks right under savage mythology sports, tune in video blind tour, like and subscribe some more. Big Chucks right under savage mythology sports.
Hey, evening, and again, welcome to another episode of GZ Sports. Jackson Bryan and Randy Savage from across the ocean. Vamos.
Vamos, my friend. How are you doing today on this fine Sunday afternoon?
Sleepy, tired, dreading Monday morning, but alive, you know. And finally got a barber. Finally. But
I respect that.
yeah, and how was your flight? You know, as people know, you're not even here. You just take up on gun.
It was alright, it was alright. I'm not going to lie. The only horrible experience I had was watching Jamaica miss chance after chance after chance against a certain opposition, but that's fine. What can you do?
What can you do? And as you speak about Jamaica, that's where we actually go start. If you see the thumbnail, it's Joe Latibo there. And the reason for him is that we're playing St. Kitts and Nevis this evening in about 2 hours' time. Um, we're gonna have to try and control that game easily. I mean, first let's talk about the game that's gone, right? The 4-1 win against Trinidad. We all expected to actually to blow them up. I mean, I can't believe we conceded. But good performance all around. But Blake, not Blake. Sorry, Blake was good. But Bailey, I mean, what can you do about Leon Bailey right now?
Let me tell you what we can do for Bailey. We can pack him up in a nice little shipping container, make it pretty and everything. Paint it up, make it look appealing to anyone that might see it. And we need to put that on the fastest speedboat going straight back to Liverpool. And once he's there, we're going to put a tag on him and ship him back to Aston Villa. Because at this point in time, I don't know what he's doing. I'm saying it and I'm saying it again. He has the shooting presence of Wout Weghorst. Right. I cannot believe this guy. This guy got 3 or 4 brilliant chances. I don't mean good chances. I don't mean great. I mean brilliant chances. And absolutely wins every single one of them, barring the first. The biggest issue with Jamaica today, and the reason why I'm being this harsh on Bailey is because I know he can do better. But the biggest issue with Leon Bailey right now, he needs to work on his decision making and the finishing. Right? There were multiple occasions in the match against Trinidad and Tobago where he could have gotten 3, even 4 goals, but he only ended with 1. Right? One of the goals, although it wouldn't have counted if it had went in because Antonio was offside, it just shows that he's lacking confidence in front of goal. How can he get a basically empty net and kick the ball wide? That is very bad. And I don't want to be too harsh on him because, as you know, we did win that match. But imagine if we got that against the United States. Imagine if, just hypothetically, Antonio was onside, that ball whips across you, you get that chance against the US and you miss it. We are getting punished. You missed the penalty against the US. Where if you had scored that, we would have guaranteed ourselves a spot in the next round already. We would not have even needed to play this match. We could have sent out the teams to play this game. Perhaps the only saving grace to Bailey is that I think that he will get on the score sheet or at least get an assist again today. I don't want to underestimate St. Kitts and Nevis, but they picked up 7 from the United States and 3 from Trinidad and Tobago. Both of which we drew with the US and beat Trinidad. So by process of elimination and common sense, we should be able to ease past them comfortably. Jackson, I turn over to you for your verdict.
Yeah, no, listen, I got stuck in traffic getting home for the Trinidad game. I calculated everything properly, right? I knew the game was starting at 6:30, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave at this time, and by the time I reach town to my home is like 15 minutes. I mean, based on it's the evening, so obviously it's gonna be even quicker because they're not taking the regular route; they're going on the quicker route easily. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it home. I didn't leave where I was for like half an hour. I was like standing there saying, "Yo, no, no taxis, no nothing." I'm just stuck there. Anyway, then I
The only
came,
taxis were found on the pitch.
bro. Nothing, nothing at all. That's not distasteful joke. Anyway, um, then I actually got home, bro. Like mom was watching the game, and I saw her at the gate. I was like, "What's the score?" She said, It's 0-0." I'm like, "Okay, I haven't missed anything." I just walk in. I said 2-0. I said, "I thought you said nil out." She said, "It was nil out 5 minutes ago." I'm like, "What happened?" Then I heard Gray scored, Bailey scored. I'm like, "What?" And I saw Gray score again. I'm like, "Oh yes, go on, get your birthday hat trick, man." But no, it was a great performance. I saw pressing, I saw good passing, I saw intricacy, I saw movement off the ball. I thought I was looking at Brighton play football. I'm telling you, it looked like Brighton in a yellow kit. They were really, really good in the first half. Second half, I have no idea what happens during the team talk, but as soon as they come out for the second half, it's just vibes, they concede, and then everybody starts arguing. We did get a fourth, good job. But that we needed a result like that. And as it says in the description here in the video as well, we have to beat St. Kitts by 5. I, and I'm saying this now, I do not want to play Mexico. They have Ochoa. They have Alvarez, Jorge Sanchez, Jesus Gallardo, Santi Jimenez. I do not want to finish second because I know my luck. I'm drawing Mexico. I know Trinidad might not lose by 5 to the US. I mean, due to St. Kitts, we have to bomb them up like Iran back in the day. But and get some goals, I think. But no, man, come on. We're going to have to score a lot due to St. Kitts just playing around and letting America bomb them. Oh, we're going to have to score a lot of goals today. And that's something I think I can't see due to the fact that, I mean, look at Trinidad. We should have scored many more. And it's not like we didn't get the chances. We're just not finishing them, right? Later in this, we'll go through the 11s of both of us and whatever, whatever. But I think we need to be more clinical. Like, if we can score, that's for me, it's 6 phases of the game 15, 20, 10, and then 15, 20, 10 again. And we have to score in the first phase, control the second, and maybe get the next one in the third. Into the second half, always try and score in the second phase. When you have the possession and you're tired legs, you're making substitutes. We can't afford. Look, I speak for every Jamaican when I say I prefer to play Martinique, who's currently finishing second in their group, than play Mexico, who is top, and me finish second. I think I speak for everybody because, look, we may play the US again. We've shown that we can handle them. All we have to do is be clinical. But no, Mexico is a whole different story. They're the ones not taking this shit lightly at all. At all.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. I think we are currently behind by 3 on the goal difference charts, right? Um,
I
or was
don't,
it 4?
bro,
I
I
think we're
don't,
behind by 4.
I
We're
don't
behind
even.
by 4 because I think it was 7-0. We're behind by 4, right? What Jamaica have to do is come out full swinging. We have to come out against them how we mean to continue for the rest of this tournament. As you said, a win today will be enough to bring us to the next round. But considering who we may be facing in the next round, a win by a lot of goals could prevent an early exit. You get me? Um, the guys did play well the first game, granted. I would like to see more from Mikhail Antonio going forward. Dujan Whisper Richards getting his first goal, as you know, so congratulations to him. But really and truly, we need to beat St. Kitts and Nevis, matching the score that the United States give them, or at least more. Because if we match their score, then even if the US beat Trinidad by 3-0, we should still top the group because of having less goals, um or having less yellow cards, I should say, than them. Um, but yes, I honestly feel as if though we're gonna win this match. I feel very confident in saying that. Halgrimson got it right the last two games. Hopefully, he can make it three in a row.
Mm.
Um, I would be elated if he could play against Martinique instead of Mexico. But I do genuinely believe that whoever we do play, we're going to beat them despite everything. I think the most major problem that we have coming up is that we have to play the United States again. And that might not even be a reality if they do lose. So right now, I'm saying with chest that we are going to score at least 4 goals in this match. I'm not gonna say we're not gonna concede. St. Kitts have nothing to lose anymore. They're gonna come out swinging. They're gonna come out fighting. They're gonna want their pride. And that for me is the most dangerous thing to play in football. Playing against a team that has already won and already all but guaranteed themselves a spot is one thing. Playing against the league winners is another. But playing against a team that has nothing to lose anymore is quite possibly the worst scenario you can face in football, right? It always is. It always is the worst scenario you can face.
Yeah, you never want to face a wounded animal in football, believe me. I remember, what was it, 2017-18, United just beat City to stop their title parade. West Brom haven't won a game in about the whole season. Play United, beat United, City win the league. I mean, I've seen that. But, let's move on. We'll check the 11s now. I think I'm going to show mine first. I think this is it. Uh, yes. So this is how I think we should actually line up against St. Kitts today. Now, obviously, I'm gonna go strong with this because we need as much goals as we possibly need. You see Bailey, Antonio. See that's the thing with Hallgrimson now. Um, you have to go with Blake in goal. Obviously, I think Bell is fit enough to return to starting again, so I'd play him due to his attacking prowess. In the centre half position, I wouldn't change what I saw the last game. I mean, Deschamps Bernard and Jamal Lowe were really good. The If you realise when we conceded, it was due to Lembikisa coming on as the left back being caught upfield but not isolated. But they were really strong together as a partnership. And I would put Dexter back at right back due to his energy going up and down. We need to keep them back. We need to suffocate them into the final third. Into the midfield, I think this four picks itself. Gray, Reed, those are on the wings. Latibeaudiere, he's gonna be tasked with Romain Sawyers. He is a very dangerous player. Don't get me wrong, saying it's a shit, but Romain Sawyers is the shining light. Kevin Lambert, he has proved. I don't know if he's proved you wrong. He's proved me wrong because I had no idea who he was. He is playing like the Matic in the team, anchorman winning it. He is the anchor. He doesn't try to do what he can't do. He gets the ball, he gives it to the creators, or he just sends it back or whatever. He does a tidy game, and I really like that. And up front, Michael Antonio, Leon Bailey. I think it picks itself. I still don't agree with Bailey as a secondary striker or a centre forward, but Halgrimson likes it, so I think we're gonna have to keep it like that. I think we're gonna have to keep it
Yes.
like that, and that's my 11.
I really don't even have a problem with your 11. I believe we have the exact same 11, barring the inclusion of me putting in uh was it Ethan Pinnock?
Yeah,
Barring the
that's
inclusion of Pinnock.
that's the only thing. Let
Um,
me let me bring up Sav's 11. It's the first time we're actually in agreement. This has never happened before, by the way, and we've known each other for a long, long time. This has never happened before. So here's the 11 for Sav. It's basically the same thing, right? Antonio Bailey, the same four in midfield, but he has Pinnock and Bernard instead of Lowe. Lowe is the one that misses out. And if I could ask you, why does Damien Lowe actually miss out for this game?
all right. I'm not sure a lot of people realize what happened at the end of last game. The end of last game, Lowe actually picked up a minor injury and was hobbling off the pitch. I don't know if you saw it, Jackson. And the corner of the cameras, after coming up, you could see him just stretch and touch his knee and look over to the coaching staff. One of the physios came over to him and was talking to him. I don't know if you saw it. So I think that it's just a minor precautionary thing. As far as I'm concerned, we haven't received any news of an injury to him, which is great. But I think this might just be a little precaution. Because while we do need to win this game, we still have players who have the quality to be able to cover for a low. Um, I personally think that it's just a precaution. It's nothing serious. He's still in favor with Hargrimson. He's still he's still um he's still one of the best players in the squad. But but I actually think he actually is fit as well. But as I said, it's just a precaution. It's kind of like resting Kevin De Bruyne the week before the Champions League finals, like not playing in games that makes no sense once you've already guaranteed the league title. You get me? You
Yeah,
just don't want to risk it.
yeah, I get that. And players have arrived in at the stadium. Gray was a bit injured during the game. He twisted his knee, but he pulled through. I mean, I thought he would have come off at about 70-minute mark, and he played the entire game. Funnily enough, so I could see why he would drop low for this game. I mean, shout out to Big Bish Bernard. You know, massive defender. Not in stature. He's actually not that big. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, even though this is a lineup that most of us think he may go with, and I'm saying yours. Um, Pinnock, you know, I don't know if his family issue has been fully resolved. There's been no images of him as of yet. So even if it's not low, we're gonna see Uncle Mariappa as Fry said, you know, Uncle Mariappa. Um,
Yeah,
and the rest of the team would. I would not be surprised if he thinks, okay, we're through. I'm not gonna play Bailey or Reed, and I'm gonna play. I don't know. He's gonna start Daniel Johnson or go with Shaman Nicholson. I don't know the thought process of Halgrimson going into this game. I don't know if he's like Eric Ten Hag, where it's a we must win every game type of guy. But this 11, you know, we can work with those 11. So,
yeah,
you know,
certainly,
still looking
certainly,
at
certainly.
the game today, starting at 6:06. I don't know why they're waiting 6 minutes after the hour, but 6:06.
7:06 for me because I'm an hour ahead.
Yeah, and fun fact, we have never actually lost to St. Kitts, so you can cue the violin and the script writing because it's gonna be the first year. Have you ever been in that position? We've never lost. A team's never lost to another team, and then it's just, oh, okay, didn't like this script. Let's rewrite it, and then it happens. But no,
Yeah,
I fully believe we beat them today. Fully believe it.
I believe so too. Right? It's just the thing that Saint Kitts they have a couple quality players. Not going to lie, the goalkeeper. What is his keeper's name? I actually feel bad. I don't remember his name, but he's actually a really great player. Right? Of course, their scoreline might not have showed it against the United States, but he did make some very clinical saves that easily stopped it from becoming a 10 or a 12-0 thrashing. You get me? Um, the United States did do extremely well in that game, to be honest. I thought maybe St. Kitts could have held out a little bit more before conceding that quick flurry of goals, three back to back to back in the space of 5 minutes. It wasn't great defending, and Ferreira really profited as a result against them, scoring a hat trick, the first hat trick of his international career for the United States of America. Congratulations to him. But the keeper was actually really good. The keeper was actually really good. Um, as I said, the scoreline might not show it, but the keeper actually had the best score out of all of St. Kitts' team because he did make some really clinical close range saves, shutting out Ferreira from his hat trick about 3 times in the first half. And I mean, three excellent chances that most players would tuck away. He actually saved them. The player didn't miss. It wasn't a bad attempt. The keeper just did extremely well. So we have to look out for him. We have to look out for Romain Sawyers. We know how Bailey is. Bailey has two pin cushions for feet. So I would rather him not shoot. But and I have to shout out Demari Gray, right? A lot of people had him being shadowed by Leon Bailey. Bailey being the main man, him and Kyle Antonio and Andre Blake being the main man in the squad. A lot of people had him falling behind them, not being the main man. But in my opinion, he has instantly become the star player of this team. He has instantly because he's shown in the last 2 games why he deserves to wear our red or sorry, black, green, and gold kit. He's shown why he deserves to be in this team. Bailey hasn't shown me that. since playing for Jamaica. I think Bailey has 17 or 18 caps for Jamaica, and he hasn't shown me that. You get me? So big shout out to the Mari Gray man, 27 years old. We still have about 6 years of excellent football left from him, and I'm looking forward to every single minute of it. Jackson, turning over to you.
Yeah, listen, you know how I am with Demari, right? You already know that. He's fantastic. You know, I kept getting in arguments with people on Twitter about him being a better talent than Leon Bailey, and he's the star of the team, and Bailey should, go wherever he wants because we don't need him anymore because Demari Gray is here. Um, but yeah, as we count down to this game against Saint Kitts, I have to, yeah, we have to not just as I put Latiba there to say keep hold of Sawyer so they don't get 50 passes in the game. And not just be clinical, but our defense after halftime, we can't just fall asleep in the first phase of after halftime. We've done it in the past two games. That's why the United States got so many chances in the second half. That's why Trinidad ended up scoring in the second half. We keep falling off. We could be up 8-0 at halftime. The moment we come up, we're going to concede. And not knowing the opposition could be even worse. We could be 2-0 up against Mexico, in a great position, possibly even winning the Gold Cup. Right after halftime, as per usual, we lapse off, they score, and then the momentum's all with them. We cannot have that happening again. We just cannot.
Simply put, if you're asking me what I want to do, I'd much rather us score 2 goals in the first half and ease off a little bit, not concede, rather than blow out 6 goals and then concede 2 or 3 silly goals in the second half. Because goal difference matters. Goal for and goal against matters too. I'd rather us be cautious in the first half, just, testing out the punches, throwing a couple jabs here and there, just jab, jab, flip parry, defending. But then as soon as we get the chances, we throw up some uppercuts, we throw out some hooks, boxing references for all who knows. You
Mhm.
know, we have to be clinical. We have to be like Muhammad Ali against the ropes, just feeling out the opponent and then bang, one hit. And that's all she wrote. That's what I think we need to do. As I said, I expect to win by 5 or 6 goals, matching the United States for sure. But conceding is my issue because if we concede to them first, God forbid they score against us first, the team is going to be put in such a precarious position because no one would have expected St. Kitts to be leading.
Exactly.
You get me? And worst case scenario, we go on to lose this game and Trinidad end up winning. Well, guess what? I know somebody's getting fired today. I know somebody's getting fired today. And I can trust you. His name starts with H and ends with an income. Because like let's be real here, there's no shot he can stay if we manage to lose. Losing against a island that has less than 50,000 people should be a crime punishable by death in the Caribbean. I
But
don't care what
yo,
anyone says.
wow. And you said,
I
but
don't
you
care
thought
what
the joke was
anyone says.
bad.
This is why this show is in particular is not for kids because I'm coming with the smoke. If we lose this game today, everyone on that team needs to be walked around, shuttled and all from neck to feet, and walked around Independence Park, the National Arena in Kingston, Jamaica, butt naked and wearing bags over their heads in shame.
Where are you going? Is this
Especially
17th century France?
17th century France, and just have a guillotine there for good measure.
Guillotine.
You know, I'm not saying they're gonna execute anybody, but if there is a mistake, and say for instance Bailey causes it, then we can just put his left leg there, just a little teaser, naughty, naughty teasing. Nothing, nothing too difficult. Nothing too difficult. Of course, for legal reasons, that is indeed a joke
Yeah,
for the
YouTube
most part.
monetizes us. We mean nothing what we say apart from the actual sports we talk about.
But yeah, no, I don't think it'll come to that. I don't think we're gonna have to lynch them. I do believe we're gonna celebrate them after this game, and I'm looking forward to the match in what an hour and 20 and in an hour and 26 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, by the time you actually finish Slaughterhouse, we should have the
lineups.
lineups. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, this is news. Didn't really plan to speak transfers or anything in my little time I had, but apparently coming from David Ornstein, apparently some people put him above Fabrizio, some people don't. It's a huge debate. Anyway, I don't have Twitter. Elon ruined it. Um, yeah, so Chelsea have received a proposal from AC Milan for Pulisic. The first offer was 14 million. Now they're giving them an offer with I think it's 25 plus a meaningful sell-on clause that can be negotiated, just like with United and Zidane Iqbal, where the sell-on is 40%, or Ethan Laird, where it's 35. Um, yeah, so Pulisic is gone. Chelsea with more money in the tank. Chelsea now have escaped FFP the greatest way and can spend about 200 million more. Fucking great.
It's crazy, considering how much talent Chelsea is letting go. I am genuinely wondering if they're gonna come to regret this. Because one thing about Chelsea is, although their team wasn't didn't play great, they do have massive squad depth. They have great players who can start in most Premier League teams. So I'm wondering what's the point in especially the younger ones. What's the point in shipping off some of the youngsters? I get releasing some of the older ones. Right? I get selling them. You can, you're not gonna get much money if you don't sell them right now,
Unless
right?
they're narrated.
Unless his name is Luka Modric, of course. But I don't see selling the younger talents. They haven't been given a fair chance. Injuries have withheld some. But man, I don't understand why they're doing this. This would be like United selling half the squad, fully knowing well we don't have any other options, any other backup options,
They don't have any
just to
option.
bring in Mbappe. It
Just
would
bring.
be like 1998 Brazil, all attack, no defense.
I mean,
That's what
who
it would be like.
that can do some? Maybe. Have you ever tried that? What's that formation? A 1-1-8 or something like that. Have you ever tried that? Probably win every game by like 8-7.
And the funny thing is, we don't have a keeper currently because, as a lot of you guys might know, I didn't think please feel the need to bring it up. De Gea has run out of a contract at Manchester United.
And he's getting
Um,
or gotten, right?
I don't know. I want to say thank you to David De Gea because at this point I don't think Ten Hag wants to renew him. We're trying to sign Andre Onana from Inter, the Ghanaian international. They had a great season in the Champions League, a great season in Italy, in Serie A. It 40 million, great price for him,
Yeah, that.
great price for him.
I mean, have you ever realized that the two of the top five goalkeepers in the world are in the Serie A, him and Mainan? It's incredible. I mean, he might not get Mainan, right? He's not gonna move this summer unless Bayern say, okay, we're fully done with Neuer. But the
So who's
two
the best keepers in the world in your opinion, Jackson? The top five. I want to hear it. The top five best keepers
top
in the
five
world according to you. Yeah.
are no order. Obviously, this is no order. So Onana is there, Mainan is there,
Okay.
Alisson is there,
Okay.
Courtois is there, and Ter Stegen.
All right. I actually agree, but I'm gonna actually put a order on this, right? I'm gonna put a order, like a
Oh,
order, as in, you know. So the best keeper. Well, no. Let me start off with fifth, right? So fifth is actually Ederson. Ederson is a great keeper, a great shot stopper, but it's just that he hasn't really even been starting for Brazil. He only starts for Manchester City, and Manchester City don't really even get tested. So as far as we're concerned, we can't even know if he's a fraud or not because no one ever takes a shot against him. And when they do, it's normally bad shots.
hmm.
So for that reason, he's fifth. Fourth, I'm actually putting Andre Onana. As we said, great keeper. He has a lot to offer, but I just don't think that he offers more than the third place, which is Mike Mainan. Mainan now, excellent, excellent, excellent player. I rate him highly. He's going to achieve great things as a player. Watch out for him. One of the future greatest keepers of all time coming up, served on a silver platter. Second, and the only reason he's getting second is because of the club. The club didn't necessarily win anything this season, and it's Thibaut Courtois. I believe that on his day, Thibaut Courtois is in fact comparable to Manuel Neuer. He is comparable to Gianluigi Buffon. He is comparable to the greatest keeper that has ever lived in the form of Levi Yashin. The only thing barring him from being first, as I said, for this year is because Real Madrid have not necessarily won anything much. But when he has been called up for saves, especially for fabulous stops, especially before routine stops, he seems to be the best. And the best keeper in the world, in my opinion, is and because I'm a crueler, it might be a little bit biased, but Messi un club, it's Mark Andre Ter Stegen, because Mark Andre Ter Stegen, what we have to realize about him is that he is a certified shot stopper. No matter if you pay 100 million for him, he's worth double that, because that's just how good he is. Him and Courtois are neck and neck, and I don't mean that figuratively, because no one in the world is taller than Thibaut Courtois.
Right.
But I mean, as in quality saves, and I mean as in winning trophies this year. It's just that Barcelona have indeed done better. You know, the only issue that I have with Ter Stegen currently is that he's not being given the start for Germany yet, which is absolutely abysmal. Yo, Jamaica need a keeper. Come in, bro. Go get a nice black. Go get a nice tickle barbs. One of the moms them, and come in and marry them and just represent. You know, we'll give you a curry goat and some. For your pay a week time. Don't worry, bro. Come in. I got you. I got you.
What they gonna present in Jamaica? My God, Caribbean would have been fuming. They would find every law from FIFA to stop that. Every single one.
Every single one. Yes, you Thursday again. Come on the pitch. Good afternoon, Wagwan. But yeah, that's it. We'll wrap it up. We're moving on to the Savage Slaughterhouse after this break.
Yeah,
Jackson,
that's
you're on
all.
cue.
Last, just a small question, right? About 20-second answer I need from you. You're 45-year-old Gianluigi Buffon and just offered 2 years, 30.
Yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
yes, yes, yes.
You think?
I know what you're asking, so yes, I know what you're asking. Say, bro, that's money for a 45-year-old, That
I
is
mean,
absolute bank. For a keeper as well, he have to go. If he doesn't go, then he's just Gianluigi Buffon. As
he's
you see
one
what
of the greatest of all time, man. And we have to respect him. Big keeper, 45, doesn't matter. Still better than De Gea. We'll see you guys after the break.
Check up still, shine, feel like a sport alligator. Shine, not the best knows I come from. Easy sports usually on fun. Doing video, I can't subscribe your buzz. Sometimes we don't want the plus. Not about Jesus plus. Doing video, blind toy. Like and subscribe some more. Big chucks, Brian, and the savage metal. Oh, Jesus sports. Doing video, blind toy. Like and subscribe some more. Big chucks, Brian, and the savage metal. Oh, Jesus sports.
And welcome again, everybody, to the Jesus Buzz Transfer Roundup, aka the Savage Slaughterhouse, with your boy Randy Savage, accompanied by my co-host today, as always, Jackson. Brian Jackson, how you feeling, man? Game is coming up real quickly, but I'm looking forward to it. I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie. I think something either incredibly is gonna happen, or I'm gonna get struck by lightning, and I hope it's
It's
the
the
latter.
first one. Yeah. But nah, for real, we're gonna get lineups in about 15 minutes time. Or 10, depends on, everything. But yeah, let's go.
All right, so the first topic today, and it's actually based on transfers this time. I'm not talking about the Caribbean Cup, or anything like that. Or, I mean, the Gold Cup, or anything like that. So the first transfer news today is that Declan Rice, the English international and former West Ham captain, has signed for Arsenal for 105 million plus add-ons. Jackson Bryan, I fully know that Declan Rice isn't worth more than 40p on a good day. Why would Arsenal pay 105? He's been they've been bent over, paddled up, and spanked by West Ham here.
Bro,
There's no putting it gently. Jackson, what do you make of this transfer? Or on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate
Listen, there was no Vaseline, bro. They look, all right, look, no disrespect. Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham are the two best English midfielders. So obviously, you're gonna have English
James
talent.
Madison's better, by the way.
Um, bro, I mean, you know, you could say that, you could say phone, you could say anything, but you know, based on how Southgate plays, we have to work with that. So they're the two best. You're gonna get English tax. I mean, they're not Real Madrid. Real Madrid go to Borussia Dortmund and say you're getting 80 million pounds. You either go and take it, or he's staying with you guys and he won't play. Simple. Arsenal, nah, Arsenal saw City put 80 million pounds and we're like, nah, we can't lose him. 105. That's not even that. That reminds me. I don't know if you've ever watched Batman, but when he was growing up with Alfred and everything, he was at this auction, and his teacher was bidding for something. It was $10,000, right? That was the worth, and his teacher went up to about four or 500,000 and told him to stop being a brat. And Bruce said that's a lot of money for a teacher, and he got up and said 2 million. That's exactly what Arsenal did. There's nobody paying that. Like,
I
you've
swear, bro.
gone way beyond the correct price for that player. You know, the price of rice. I mean, the war is over. I think in Ukraine. I mean, I think you can get rice for cheaper. But anyway, no, this days. Yeah, I mean, 105 million. And the thing is, it's not like in installments over 4 or 5 years. It should be completed by January 2024 or 2025, at the most, at the lengthiest. So you're going to take a whole chunk out for Declan. And then West Ham now, I think West Ham are just going to go to Fulham and say, hey, can we get João Paulinho for 40 million? And that's it. He's replaced. It's over. Can go to Man United, can get McTominay for 30 million. They've got two players to replace Rice, and they'll do the same job. It's horrendous the what Arsenal were mugged off for, and it's about damn time. City got mugged off for Grealish. I know he's come good now. United got mugged off for Maguire. We all know how that is. It's about time Liverpool get mugged off for an English player now, and then Chelsea got mugged off by everybody. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like Declan, good player, but realistically, he's got 1 year left on his contract. If I'm not paying 100 million for Harry Kane with 1 year, why the hell am I going to pay 80 million for Declan Rice with 1 year? And it's sad, man. Like, I mean, I still can't believe the deal. Like, 75 plus 15, cool. City put 80 plus 10. You put 100 plus 5. What are you trying to achieve? That's waste. You could just do like what you guys did for Suarez, 80 million and £1. What?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But this deal has been horrendous. So what is this? What is your rating out of 10? Mine is actually a 3 out of 10 because while it's a great player, the price and the length of the contract is just atrocious for me.
Listen, what can I say, man? What the hell can I say? He's still a good player. He is an improvement on Xhaka and Partey. But man, the price, and there are people actually justifying the price. I don't know if you saw that tweet where the guy said he likes Rice is such a good player that if Prime Busquets was on the market, he would take Declan Rice. I mean, I think they're still evaluating him for mental illnesses. But bro, I'm not rating that any high. I can't rate it any high. It's worse than average, so it's way below 5. I mean, 3 is generous. 3 is generous.
Actually. But moving on from them and moving on to the Red Devils themselves. 2 installments here, well, 2 topics here. Rasmus Holland and Atalanta has rejected a bid of 35 million for the young forward, and they're asking for 45 million. I don't think so. Jackson, just quickly touch on. Do you agree with the 45 million bid? We haven't seen enough of this player. Let's be real. And you're asking $45 million for a player that is not a credited goal scorer yet. That would be like me going up to Tottenham and saying that, hey, Crane hasn't certifiably won any trophies. Here's 30 million. Bro, come on. That ain't working. You gotta make sure that the player it's at least reasonable. I think Manchester United tax is being applied here. Jackson, what do you make of this move? And do you think United should up the bid?
Listen, I have one when discussing anything with Atalanta and this Hoyland thing, and I can just say Ahmad. Because remember, Ahmad played 6 minutes of senior football, and United spent 37. It's the same club. Of course, Atalanta's gonna want money. This guy's actually played games. That's I could say that's. I mean, I think that's what's going on in negotiations. United are going in with 35, 40, and they're saying, you spent 37 million on one of our academy players. Now we're going to need more money. I think that's what's happening right now. Like Hoyland is a good striker. People say he's the next Erling Haaland. I think that's just based on his name. I don't really see that much similarities. I mean, Haaland can't dribble from half line with the ball past players. He can push and sprint, but that's a whole different story. Um, Hoyland's good. He's okay. I'd really like it if we could sign Gift Orban. He'd be that Van Nistelrooy in the team. But Hoyland 45 million euros. Yeah, sure, I'll take it because that's what 38 million pounds. I'm loving it, loving it. That's a good price for a player like that. Add-ons, obviously they're gonna want add-ons because he's just 20. What if he breaks Haaland's goal record next year? We're gonna want another minute. You know what I mean? They're gonna put
Yeah.
add-ons in this deal. The package is gonna be high, but if we're only paying 35 million pounds or so upfront, that's a bit. That's good. And if we end up paying 60, 70, that just means he's won us everything.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I guess that's a fair point to make. But moving on from him onto another player, another Chelsea reject being scooped up in another questionable deal. Manchester United have signed Mason Mount for 55 million plus 5 million in add-ons. Jackson, what do you rate this transfer out of 10? I'm a fan of Mount, right? I'm a fan of Mount, but with 1 year left on his contract, they could have waited until next summer to get him for free. So I'm not even sure. I guess he could have left. I guess he could have made up his mind to go to a next club or renew, but I'm genuinely wondering.
Well,
Um, our Arsenal paid 65 million for Havertz with 2 years left, and we paid 55 for a player with 1 year left, plus five. That's just basically 60 million. Jackson, what do you rate this deal out of 10 before you move on to our final deal of the day?
well, out of 10, right, and I'm not being biased because I think the correct fee would have been around 40, 45 million. Um, Based on the package itself of 60 million, you could give that an 8, but on the upfront fee, you have to give that about 5 or 6 because the 5 million in add-ons is based on United winning the Premier League. And if Chelsea agree to that and we end up paying them the extra 5 million, I don't think Chelsea are going to want to take that money because it will not look good. But yeah, it's an okay deal. Havertz, he said 65 mil, that he's on 330 grand a week apparently. I don't know why, but he's getting money at Arsenal. Arsenal spending, I don't know if Kroenke's taking that NBA money, but. But this
All right.
deal, Miss, we've seen where Ten Hag does with Bruno, centre, um, attacking mid, number 8, on the wings, sometimes at 9. Mount can play on the wings as well, and he's more effective. He can be effective there. He's got pace and everything, where he can do what he can do on the wings. So I see where it's coming from. The price, that's a bit eating into their restricted budget due to the sale process already. People say it's not affecting it. It is affecting it because there is money. The financial reports came out. They're 260 million in credit, which would go into debt. If they use that, then they're going to have to renegotiate for this entire sale process because Althani is clearing the debt, right? So if you add more, you're going to have to renegotiate and all that thing. No one wants to do that. So they're only working on cash that they have, and that's why it looks so restricted. And people saying FFP. There's no FFP because Arsenal have spent over 600 million in 3 years. I know Chelsea's done it in one transfer window, but Chelsea's clear. Arsenal haven't
All
seen it,
right.
and there's no issue. But no, this deal is about a 6 on the upfront fee and an 8 on the whole package.
All right. Fair enough. And moving on to the last deal of the day, Dominic Szoboszlai, the former Leipzig man, has made his official transfer to Liverpool FC with 70 million pounds up front to RB Leipzig. Jackson, I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but is this another Jadon Sancho waiting to happen?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying a word. Listen, Dominic Szoboszlai was on Newcastle's radar, right? Newcastle wanted the player. He didn't reject Newcastle or anything. But Newcastle said, we're not paying 70 million euros. We're not paying your release clause. Now, people say it would have gotten higher. There are many clubs that wanted Szoboszlai. They wanted to negotiate that fee down, everything like that. But Liverpool just came in like 10 minutes before midnight. It wasn't exactly 10 minutes, but you know what I mean. 10 minutes before midnight, and I was just like, there's 70 million. Like, even Leipzig are licking their fingers because now they might sell Vardy out to the City for 100. The Leipzig is sitting pretty on all that money, and they're not going to invest it in a lot of players. They're going to buy some reject from, I don't know, Plymouth Argyle and turn him into the next Nkunku and then sell him for 80 million again. Like, we know what Leipzig would do with that money. It's never smart to give Leipzig a lot of money. But
Yeah, Leipzig is a feeder club just like Ajax.
if he flops, it's over. And people, I need to clear the air on this actually. A flop is not somebody who moves a big money and doesn't perform to the price tag. A flop is someone who underperforms of their own ability. So if a guy moves to a big team for 60, 70 million and he's known for scoring 10 goals and having 5, 6 assists in a season, if in his first season he has 9 goals and 8 assists, he did not flop. That's not a flop. That's him being consistent. You can go now.
Yes, you know what you put your money in for. Flops are like Jadon Sancho, who's registering 18 assists and like 8 goals a season. I don't think he's registered that in all of his Manchester United career yet. And it's been 2 seasons. That's a flop.
That's a flop.
A, a flop is Erling Haaland, I'm talking.
I mean, you could say because people thought he was going to score 50 and he only scored 36. That's flopping.
No, come on. He scored more in this league than he scored in the Bundesliga. This is how you know the Premier is a farmers league. Because he scored more against actual pro footballers than actual farmers. Crazy. But you know, that's it for the show today. What?
How much does he score in France, in Ligue 1 with Mbappe?
Alright, let me see. Cranking the numbers, take off Messi tax, take off PSG Ultra tax, take off Mbappe tax. 4. He scores 4 goals. I'm joking. Oh, he plays for Nantes as well. You know, Piers Morgan would want to hear that word said about him, but he scores about let me see here. Let me crunch some numbers because Nantes is actually a really good team. He scores about 28 goals and registers 11 assists per year, which is not a bad season.
This guy getting beat.
No. He's scoring less because guess what? Most of the goals that he scored in the Prem have been penalties or tap-ins. I think he scored about 11 or 12 tap-ins. He's only scored a couple of good goals. And
how many goals did he score out further than 12 yards out? I can't name.
I don't know, like 5 or 6.
I can't name.
At most.
I can't
right?
name.
He's don't get me wrong. He scored some great goals, but most of the goals have just been topo into empty net, or just kicking the ball hard past the defender. You get me? That's why I'm like, Nantes don't have the same quality to put the ball right in front of your feet and a silver platter every single time. That's why I think he scores less. Look at Dortmund. He couldn't pull off a 36 goal season because of he just didn't have it like our City has it. But you know, but you know, yeah, I understand. I get it. But you know, that is it for the show today. It is a whopping 91 degrees Fahrenheit where I am right now, so you know, can tell in my voice that I am currently dying.
Man, I think it's about the same here. I think it's about no, literally. Let me check.
No, you know the funny thing is, you know when rain is supposed to fall, and it's that type of heat.
Yeah.
Do you know how hot it is? Right before rain is supposed to fall. You know how hot it is?
It's actually 90. It's not 90. It's 90. We got 1 degree less than you right now. I got the fan on.
That degree is killing us, kind of like how you is killing my soul. But Jackson, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up and I have to go outside to get myself some fresh air?
Yep, the lineups are out, and I knew it. I knew it. He's going soft. He's going soft on us, right? I don't. I'm not sure if I'll be able to pull it up on this because I'm not really. I'm not really. I don't really have my login on this laptop. Yeah, it's a new laptop, so I'm kind of lost. But we were saying it at the end. He's gonna rotate the team, and that is gonna be probably an issue with us, because we need to win this game and convincingly. We can't just allow it to slip away due to the fact that with Jamaica, we can lose games. We can do that, man. Anyway, let me show you the lineup here because he's made changes. I don't even think I would do. But yeah, there it is. Yeah, so the lineup, it's waiting goal, not Blake. So yeah, we're kind of stunned there. Um, Amari Bell does come in, Lembikisa does come in, and Bernard. But Maria, so we got three of the back four, right? Mariapa's in and has the armband.
Yeah,
John Russell's in. I mean, I was just
yeah.
talking glowingly about Kevin Lambert, and he's gonna drop him. But anyway, Latte Badier, the midfield man, is in. Leon Bailey and Damari Gray are in just the same, no changes with that. And Antonio and Kahim Paris is in the lineup as well. With
Not
this, I
too
think
bad, not too bad.
yeah, I think Paris is actually going to play a bit on. He's going to be on the wing, in place of Bobby Reed. I think he's going to be on the wings, and
So about
Bailey
four
will be
changes to the
in
squad.
that number 10. Hmm?
About four changes to the squad. Mariapa, Wait, Russell, and Paris, right?
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, right, it was the lineup to the team last game was Blake, Lawrence, Lowe was there, so that's three. Lambert four. It's five changes. Because Paris out for Bobby Reed. There's
Oh,
about five
okay.
to this squad.
That's fair enough. I still expect them to win and win convincingly like that.
Yeah, don't get us wrong. This team is more than good enough to beat bloody St. Kitts and Nevis. We're more than good enough to take them on. Simple as that. And we should not go for anything less than a victory today. Simple.
All right. And I think that's where we can wrap up, Jackson.
Yeah, that is where we're actually gonna wrap up. Again, people, thank you for watching, for listening. We'll be back on Spreaker. Don't worry about that. We just have some technical, quote unquote, technical issues to work out at this point before we do get back on that. But right now, you will be able to see us actually, and yeah. So next week we'll be back again. We'll try and do another preview before the. I think it's gonna be around the 16 game
No
after
quarterfinals.
or it's quarters. I don't even remember the format if it's to quarters or to around the 16.
It's straight
But
to
next
quarters.
game,
It's straight to quarters.
yeah, but next game we're gonna have our predicted again. Probably one better. Hopefully we get a good opponent. Hopefully this is a positive result. But next week we'll be here again, and next week we will probably have a new host. You guys know who that is. I'm not sure if he'll be here. It's a whole different business with him there, and we'll probably have other guests. But right now, Jackson Bryan, Randy Savage, GZ again, vamos. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys.
All right.
Apologies, esports. Tune in video banter. Like and subscribe some more. Big Chucks by Unknown. Savage Methodologies, esports. Tune in video banter. Like and subscribe some more. With Jack Spread and Rebel Savage mythology, sport. Check out Steve Shine, feel like a sports league.